Ladies and gentlemen, your hosts, Michael Wilkes, Angel Ortiz, Dr. Chad, and Sam La Cavera. Go check out beardedbrowns.com and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Enjoy the show.
What is up, everybody? What is up? It's Angel, all by his lonesome. I kind of didn't give the guys a heads up. I wanted to come on real quick, and it's really nothing. It's raining in my area here in Strongsville, so I thought I would hop on, hopefully not for long, to talk about Dillon Gabreil. Maybe because I have subconsciously, I feel like he's not getting enough love or enough conversation. So I don't know how many people are going to be on, but if you're on, just share the live, come in the chat. If anybody from the Bearded Browns podcast wants to hop on, you can. This is a boring Saturday show. I was bored. My mother-in-law came over to help watch the kids, and my wife, and they're talking about my sister-in-law is getting married, so they're talking about wedding stuff. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go and do some content, babe. And I came in the room and I was like, you know what? I done some stuff on Dillon Gabreil this morning. I'm just gonna talk about it and see what I get out of it. You know, I was gonna do a recording, but I figured let me go live real quick and chat it up with the people. Yeah, so Dillon Gabreil, a couple of things first. Go to our website, www.beardedbrowns.com. We just posted our interview with Tucker. Tucker, who we did at the Tuscarawas Browns backers. It's posted there. Sam did a great job with that interview. So you want to go there and check it out. He did a really good job with Travis Tucker, former tight end of the Cleveland Browns. I'm just sharing some of the live, so please don't think I'm being rude. But yeah, go check that live out. Also, what's on there? Felix Wright's on there. Ralph Holly, our live interviews are there. Also, too, we have a very special guest coming on this Wednesday. You know, programming note. This Wednesday, we have an event. Well, not an event, but a different guy coming on. Dynasty Rich from Dynasty Nerds Podcast. That's right. We're going to talk Dynasty now. I'm going to be fully upfront with you guys. I don't know the difference between Dynasty and Fantasy, but I think I'm going to figure out before Wednesday. So we've got programming change. So we're going to switch the show from Tuesday to Wednesday to accommodate Dynasty Rich. He seems to be, according to Chad, he's very interested in being in the show live with us the whole time. So we're going to talk about the Browns rookies specifically, or Browns players specifically, when it comes to drafting them in your Dynasty or Fantasy teams. I guess we're doing a fantasy draft too. We're going to get that together and maybe try to promote that and get you guys signed up right away. I'm actually going to be doing it too for the first time. I haven't done a fantasy team in like 30 years, actually 15 years since I've been married. So I'm a little rusty, but it'll be interesting to see what Dynasty Rich says. You can follow them at Dynasty Nerds on X and all the other platforms. They're very heavy hitters on X. So follow him. And I just recently booked today for the 22nd. I'm excited to announce this because of I haven't really promoted, I haven't did any artwork for it yet, but I just talked to John Hughes, the former defensive tackle for the Cleveland Browns. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's located in Columbus, and he's opening up some barbershops down there. I booked him for the 22nd, so he's going to come on. He's going to talk about Browns, obviously, and some stuff that he has going on. So couple of exciting couple weeks coming on. We found some stuff to fill in until training camp starts, because it's getting pretty desperate for us Browns content creators. We're like, crap, dude, what are we going to talk about for these next couple weeks with these with nothing really going on? But So just keep them on your calendars. Next week we're going to do Dynasty Rich on Wednesday 7:30. Wednesday 7:30 will be the show. Now follow our page, go to our website, the announcements on there, go to all our socials. We announce it on there so you can be reminded that Wednesday hop on. And if you have any fantasy questions, dynasty questions when it comes to players, listen, go to our website www.beardedbrowns.com. That's www.beardedbrowns.com. And you can leave a voicemail and ask Dynasty Rich your fantasy questions or dynasty questions Browns related. If you can do that, maybe even other related. We'll see if maybe he can answer some questions via voicemail. If you are currently watching me or viewing me, please just share, like, and subscribe on all our channels, Facebook, Instagram, every social media outlet you're probably on, we're probably on. So if you can like and follow us, we are at 411 on YouTube. If you can follow us on there, we're trying our best to get to 500 before the season. Just a little goal that we have. So hopefully you can share the feed on there and let us know what you think of the content. All right, now time to get back into what we're here for. What we're here for is to talk about Dillon Gabreil. Let's talk about Dillon Gabreil, Angel. Okay. Just wanted to get some stuff out of the way. First of all, Dillon Gabreil was drafted by the Browns, obviously in the 3rd round. We all were surprised by that pick. I even was surprised by that pick because I don't know, just like many of you guys, all of you guys, we weren't thinking Dillon would be the guy that the Browns targeted, but it seems to be the case with all the socials coming out. You've seen that it seemed like it was a plan from the start. They told Dillon, hey, if you're here in the 3rd round, we're going to get you. And he's the guy. He was the first guy, and Sanders was there in the 5th round. So it's going to be interesting to see in a couple of weeks how that pans out, and who ended up is going to be the starter. Maybe by the end of the season, if these veterans don't work out for us. So Dillon Gabreil and I recently got a comment today, and I posted something on my personal page, typical Browns fan on all social medias from my personal page, but and I got a comment about Dillon Gabreil spending 6 years at college, 6 years in college, and people's like, there's a reason why he spent 6 years at college, because he's not that good. And I instantly came and say, well, Jaden Daniels was drafted number 2 last year, and he spent 5 years in college, and he ended up being Rookie of the Year. And he said, well, obviously, Jaden Daniels is a lot better than Dillon Gabreil. Well, yeah, you can say that now. I'm not saying that Jaden Daniels, Dillon's going to have a better career than Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels obviously is a great quarterback, or good quarterback. But I think it's premature to sit there and say Dillon can't be anything in the NFL other than the backup, which, to be honest, is a huge statement to say. We get these quarterbacks and he's not going to be good, but Shador is going to be good. To sit there and wash one because you favor the other, to me, is unfair. And why is it as Browns fans, right? And I posted about this earlier today too, because it's quite frustrating. Why is it, as Browns fans, we feel like we have to defend one or the other instead of just equally embracing both of the quarterbacks? See, I've noticed a trend when I post something positive about Shador, Dillon Gabreil lovers or other than Sanders lovers have to come back and just put down Shador Sanders and what he didn't do and did do in college or didn't do enough. And the same thing for Dillon. It's like they'll sit there and say, well, Dillon is this or that. He couldn't beat Ohio State in the playoffs. And then you're like, dude, he beat them the first game of the year. And he beat Michigan. Like, Dillon is no slouch. I'm not saying that he might not be like top-notch quarterback, but we don't know. That's too early to tell. I agree. Camp preseason will tell us a lot. And that's why we're excited to come on for it to start, right? We're excited for camp to start, to give us content to talk about, and for us to actually see who, starts to separate themselves from the rest of the clip. But anyways, Dillon Gabreil spent 6 years in college, UCF, Central Florida, Oklahoma, and then went to Oregon. he had a longevity, obviously, in his in his college degree career. But what's encouraging about Dillon is that each year he seemed to be in college, he progressed to become better, right? Um, Despite his obvious weakness, which would be people would say is his talent. I mean, his height. Sorry, his height is 5'11". My issue with talking about height is like the difference between 2 inches is a lot, I guess, because pause. I guess the difference between 2 inches is a lot because Shedeur Sanders is 6'1", which is taller and makes you be able to see above the line a little better. But I think once we get into the Dillon conversation, we can see that maybe the reason why Dillon is so good because he's learned to work with the weakness that he has and became better at learn to live with his height by bettering his talent. And I think that we highlight the height thing a little too much when it comes to him, especially with the numbers and the batted balls. I'll get to that. He started 63 out of 64 games in college. Over these games, he accumulated 18,722 passing yards, second all time in Division I history, only behind Casey Keenum, by the way, which is 19,217. Now you're like, well, that doesn't mean anything. Casey Keenum was a great backup, which is good, right? Have a good backup is a good thing, and that's the argument. People are like, well, Dillon Gabriel is just going to be a backup. Good. We need a backup. like that's if he doesn't start and he's the Casey Keenum of this draft and you drafted him in the third round, that is a good thing because you can have a long-term backup in your midst for at least for the next 2 to 3, 4 years. So to call him a backup is crazy to me. He also tied Casey Keenum for the most career touchdowns at 155, which shows me that he knows how to throw touchdowns. And I know insert Kenny Pickett comment here because Kenny doesn't know how to throw touchdowns according to the stats. We do have Dillon Gabreil who does know how to throw touchdowns. He's responsible beyond his passing powers. His offensive impact is highlighted by his responsibility for 190 career touchdowns. I'm sorry. He passed 155. He has 190 touchdowns and amassed 1,136 career points for Dillon Gabreil, which is a lot of points. I don't know if you know this, but we haven't scored a lot of points last year. I think we averaged about 13, 14, 15. I think it's 15 points a game, which is insane. His career completing percentage in college was 65.2%, which is good. You want to be between 60 and 70 when it comes to that. His passer rating is 160 overall. Across, he had high volume of attempts. And that's the thing you have to understand. He threw the ball a lot. It wasn't like he doesn't have these numbers and only threw the ball 15 times a game. He was throwing the ball between 30, 40 times a game, it shows that he has the ability to throw the ball if you need him to win, or, in the NFL, maybe you can learn how to what we use as the term game manager with him. I think he would be great under Kevin. He also accumulated 12,900 rushing yards and 33 touchdowns over his career, which isn't being talked about enough. Maybe it's because of it being under Kevin's system. So a lot of people are like, well, it doesn't really mean anything because Kevin's not going to run as much, but maybe that's a wrinkle that they can use. There's a lot of words they use in general. The Browns brass is being talked about with Tommy Rees. He's being a wrinkle. Tommy Rees adding wrinkles to what Kevin has already established on his offense. So maybe we can look to Dillon running the ball more if given the opportunity to run. Now, what I'm talking about Dillon Gabreil, folks, I'm not saying that he's going to start over Shedeur. I'm just highlighting some goods and bads about Dillon. So I don't want people to come on here and be like, well, what about this? Dillon Gabreil sucks. Okay, but there might be an opportunity for him to start here. So let's look at some stuff that he can do good in Kevin's system, which I think there's some things that he can do good and Shedeur can do good, right? So, for instance, in 2024 season at Oregon, he saw the highest completeness percentage at 72.9 and a strong passer rating of 164.9. And at Oklahoma, he produced a high career passer rating of 172. That was second highest completing percentage. His second highest completing percentage at 69.3. I mean, this dude can ball. This dude can throw the ball. I mean, I understand. I totally get. And one thing that does scare me a little bit is the height. That's something you can't ignore. But obviously, he worked well with it in college. He learned to adjust certain things in college. And I know the windows. Are and the NFL are closed quicker. I know that the opportunities may be less, but here's some good things about Dillon that a lot of people don't understand exactly. Let's look at first of all. Continue to look at his college career. Okay, UFC his first year he went 9-3, 6-4, 2-1. I think he got hurt that year. In Oklahoma he was 6-6, and then got better at 6-2. Then transferred to Oregon where he went 13-1. So overall, he had a 46-17 record. He went 1,376 passing and attempts 2,111. I mean, he has the ability to really lead. Oh, thanks, James. I appreciate it. The room really comes together. It looks good, dude. Looks dope. Yeah, I mean, just a side note to kind of go off this topic. I wanted my own room to do a podcast, and my wife finally gave it to me after 2 years of doing a podcast. I was in my living room for a while, and every time I wouldn't have been able to do this if I was in the living room because obviously I have kids, right? So they're gonna be in the picture and it'd be weird. But thanks for that compliment. Appreciate it. Gabriel he's a consistent high value passer statistically through his career. High passer, 3,000 yards, and 2001 was a shortened season. That's why his record was he was hurt. Consistently underscores his role as a primary offensive engine. He's consistent. He's an offensive engine. He knows how to throw the ball. As a freshman in 2019, he stepped in the starting role and completed 59.3% of his passes for 3,653 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions and 12 starts. And that's something that you've noticed. We'll talk a little bit about it now, about Dillon here. His interception to touchdown ratio is very pleasing to the eye, despite his size. So you have this guy who's less than 6 foot, and let's go year by year. His first year, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Second year, 34 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 32 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His year that he got hurt, that he only played 3 games in, 3 games, 9 touchdowns. That's 3 touchdowns a game. He had 3 interceptions, so that's 1 interception a game. His next year, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Next year, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's never thrown more than 7 interceptions a game. Last year, he had 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's something that you just can't bat at. You just can't dismiss. Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right, James. He did win a lot. He won a lot. And one thing that also Shador won a lot. So we can go, well, actually, he didn't. I didn't mean that tongue in cheek, but I think that something to speak of when it comes to Dillon Gabreil, say he's a proven winner. And then you go say, well, he's at USC and Oklahoma, whatever. And man, he was in Oregon, Big Ten, and went 13-1. 13-1 in the Big Ten, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. If this dude was 6'3", it wouldn't be no doubt that he would have been one of the top quarterbacks taken in the draft. And I know that's hypotheticals, and I really don't. Toughest schedule. Mike said toughest schedule. Strength of schedule. Well, if you talk about his strength of schedule, Mike, then you're going to have to talk about Ohio State's strength of schedule because they're both in the Big Ten. We can't compliment Will Howard and how he dominated last year and then put down Dillon Gabreil because his strength of schedule. They're both the same. They play the same schedule. He beat Ohio State and he beat Michigan. Now, he lost to Ohio State in the biggest game of them all, so the other game doesn't matter. But the games that he played, he won. The strength of schedule in the Big Ten is inconsistent in general, outside of Michigan and Ohio State, and he beat both of them. Michigan's front four is one of the toughest in the league, and he killed them. He literally murdered Michigan's defense. So, I mean, and if you want to do toughest strength of schedule, we can go to Shedeur and see who he played, and the teams that he struggled with were teams that were the toughest on his schedule, mainly BYU in a bowl game he struggled with, who runs a pro defensive style defense. Now, I hate comparing the two and saying that, but that's just the truth. Dillon Gabreil has some impressive things here. Now, this is something I want to put on the screen because oh no, I don't have this one. So total games played, we talked about this. He went 46 and 17, 13,000 total completions. We talked about that. Okay, so this is something. No, I've said a lot of good things about Dillon Gabreil. A lot of good things. Now, one thing that I am worried about, if I can be honest with you, is his career yards per attempt. His career yards per attempt is under 10. It's 8.9. So that means he's throwing the ball less than 10 yards, meaning he's not throwing the ball deep enough and throwing the ball long enough. Up there he is. As soon as I said that comment, I knew he was going to come on.
You saw me down there, did you not?
Soon as I said strength of schedule, and I saw it, and I started arguing, I was like, he's going to come on and try to argue with me.
No, I'm not going to argue that with you necessarily. It's
necessarily,
we talked
but
about it. We have talked about it on numerous shows before, where toughness of schedule is a thing.
It is. Yeah, I agree.
And I'm not going to disagree with you when you said Ohio State's toughness of schedule is kind of weak as well. You play all these no-name schools, but unfortunately, we do not make the schedules. And I'm not saying that that's something to thrive on, if you will. I guess it's just what I want to tell you right now is that I do like the fact that Dillon Gabreil has 2 more years on top of Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
We had a left-handed conversation earlier that me and you think that the left-handed quarterback could be something different, especially since we haven't seen one since 1989 in the Cleveland Browns. And I mean, the height, that's the only the common denominator right now that it seems to be is what's everybody is up in roar about. So
yeah, his height is a concern, and that's why a lot of people were shocked that the Browns took him in the fourth. The third. And there's a lot of rumors that he was being taken in the fourth after him, so maybe that's why the Browns are going to go. I think Miami was interested, and you could see Miami going after a guy like that because Tua is exactly like Dillon. Dillon and Tua are the same quarterbacks. Tua, he's got the picket hands. Tua is just a little thicker than Dillon Gabreil. Pause. Something I do. Hey, do you see that picture in the overlay? It's got a lot of stats on it. If I do it, oh yeah, I didn't want to do that because I knew it was going to put over us, but that's fine. So what I kind of want to highlight is this 8th. Not 8th. Where did it go? Yards per attempt, 8.9. Yeah, you can put it down now. 8.9. That's scary to me because that means
you tell me to put it down. You put it down.
Yeah, I didn't realize I had the power to do that. 8.9 yards per attempt isn't a lot of yards. That shows me that he's a dink and dunk guy, which isn't a bad thing. But at the same time, I'm afraid that if he comes on, people are going to expect 20, 30-yard bombs. And that's just not him, it seems like. Which is weird because I felt like in Oregon, he was throwing the deep ball. But I might have been misinterpreting or maybe thinking that in my mind and just making it up.
You know what could be good about that is the fact that keep the offense out there a little bit longer, run some clock, score is the biggest thing. We need to score more than 14 points. I think we could do that, get our defense out there, stop them again from making plays happen. I think we'll be all right this year.
Yeah,
No matter
yeah.
what quarterback's in there, honestly, you waste clock on offense. Don't get your guys too tired, but you also have to score.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that what you just said, the method of the dink and dunk isn't, well, I guess we call it a game manager, right? Like he can be a game manager to where you give the defense rest, you score enough points so the defense can keep you in the game to win. And maybe he can grow into something better after a couple of years in the league. And I think Chad brought it up perfect in our conversation. He could be a Brock Purdy. He just has a better arm than Brock Purdy. Which I didn't think of the comparison, but that's a very good comparison. And look what Shanahan did with a seventh or last pick of the NFL draft. He made him relevant, and I think Kevin can make Dillon as good as Brock if given the opportunity.
The possibilities are endless, to be honest. We don't know what this kid's going to do in the NFL. We have no idea. Like I said, we had a conversation earlier about being left-handed. There's only been 33 people, and not a lot of them have been successful in the NFL. I think it could help us on the drop back for the Cleveland Browns. Could confuse people. Everybody's used to us having a right-handed quarterback, and I'm not saying that that's going to be the end-all, be-all. You know what I mean? You got to.
No, I get what you're saying. And I when we talked about that with Chad in the text this morning, I posted something that I didn't realize because I've been looking into that too, like the pluses of a left-handed quarterback, because I think a lot of people kind of making it bigger than what it is as far as like a negative, I should say, because I think you're looking at it from a positive perspective, which I don't think is wrong at all. But I can't find what I told you guys. But I don't think here I'm looking for it. Where'd it go?
Not only that, everybody knows I'm not high at me as a person. I'm not high on Dillon Gabreil. It's a third-round pick, so we can get out of him. I'm all for that. But that's
okay.
We'll find that out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, people are like, I had some guys say, well, I think they're using Kenny and Gabriel for trade bait. I think I'm like, Kenny, maybe. Yeah, sure. You get some, but why are you going to trade a rookie that you drafted in the third round? Even if he's a good backup at best, like, why are you going to trade a good backup knowing that you're going
for trade bait?
Yeah, Kenny, Mr. Small Hands. Like, why would you trade Kenny Pickett? I mean, why would you trade? Got Kenny Pickett in my mind. Dillon Gabreil, when you own his contract for like the next 3 years. You control that. So if we go through 2 or 3 quarterbacks a year. So, and if you can get it, if not 5, we've seen 5. So why would you get rid of somebody that you can rely on? And here's something I thought of too. I thought it's very interesting, and this is probably not talked about enough, is they drafted 2 quarterbacks that are similar to each other. They're high accuracy, they're high completion percentage. And I think the reason why that is done is because you want to run the same system consistently with whoever your backup is. You want them similar to who your starter is. And I think the combination of Dillon and Shedeur together is a perfect mix for Kevin, because if someone gets hurt, you're not changing the game plan, because both of these quarterbacks run that system. So you're not going to miss a beat. Make sense?
Can you imagine that? Absolutely. I agree. Can you imagine both of them in the backfield with Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson?
That's the thing. Like, that's the catcher.
Young
like,
bloods.
I don't think and that's why the reason why I hopped on today is because I posted something about, I figured Mary Kay Cabot came out and said that Dillon Gabreil is a processing machine. I said, that's true. I felt like we've said that in our podcast for a couple of weeks, or a couple of times at least. So I said, you know what? I want to look into that. So I looked into it and I realized, this dude, and I posted something good about Dillon Gabreil. And all of a sudden, like, all these anti-Dillon Gabreil, pro-Sanders people are like, dude, he sucks. He's not going to make this. It's like, why can't we just be happy that we have 2 good rookie quarterbacks? Like, why does one have to be good and the other has to suck in order for us to be okay with our lives? Like, why can't we just be like, good, we have 2 good rookie our young quarterbacks that is going to grow in a system, and whoever wins. There's no skin in the game. And I think more Browns fans want to be right then want the right guy.
Well, no, I agree with that, but I wasn't high on Shador when we drafted him. Yes, we got him in the 5th round. Yes, I am more than willing to see what he's capable of doing on this offense. But like you said, this offense has to find their own identity first and foremost, and then, hi Jen, she said knock knock.
Knock knock.
This offense has to find their own identity. I do like the fact that we have 2 young quarterbacks. It's young blood that we're going to bring out there, and hopefully they are able to show up. Like I said again, I wasn't high on Shador. I was in awe when we selected Gabriel. Like, what are we doing? But there are 2 young talents that could bring a lot to this team with, as of right now, which is the unknown. Oh,
yeah, it's unknown, and that's the beauty of it. Like, in the best case is you'll have 2 good guys that are young that you hold the contract control of. And I don't think, I was on a podcast with Ray, and one of the guys was like, then you can trade one of them. It's like, no, you keep them as long as you can until the last year of the contract. Until you
3 years.
until you decide, okay, this one's better than this one. And if you want to trade that one away and find another, and the beauty part about this is, like, and during the whole process, you can still draft younger quarterbacks that you can train to be your backup. And you find the right quarterback to where you consistently, when you have to run back to your backup quarterback, they mirror the starter to where there's no drop off as far as knowing the system, and that quarterback can operate in your system properly. And I think that's what the Browns need to do, because a lot of these NFL teams, they seem to have the wrong backup, and that's why they tend to lose, because they just want someone to go in for a game or 2. But I think the Browns are in a good position where they have 2 backups. If someone goes down, then you're good, because the other guy mirrors the other guy.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's going to be a weird rest of the offseason, to be honest. We have technically 5 quarterbacks. Obviously, we've seen Deshaun Watson stowing again as well. So I don't want to say it's a complete bummer, but he actually had a quote today, and I'll find that. Man, did you send that to us, or was it? I just was scrolling, I think, and I found it.
You might have found it. But yeah, while you look at that, let's go back to this. I want to point something else out. It says turnover. Oh, Sam's in. I'm glad he hopped on. I texted him. I was like, I didn't want you to feel left out, Sam. I just came on, and Mike hopped on. I was like, you know what? Let's just bring the band back together and bring Sam in, and then we can just have a typical Tuesday show on a Saturday, because we had to move our Tuesday show to Wednesday to accommodate.
Thanks, Chad.
Somebody great.
Chad to jump on.
Chad's
random Saturday show.
But
I'm sitting around. I'm watching stuff real quick, and I'm like, wait a minute, hang on, man. I got to jump on with these guys. What's going on, man? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. I just wanted to hop on real quick and talk a little bit about Dillon Gabreil. Not from the perspective of he's going to be better than Sanders. Not that perspective. I just wanted to highlight some good and bad, not just good, Dillon Gabreil. I wanted to be as unbiased as possible. And that's where we're at right now. So what I'm going to pull up is his stats from college overall. And another thing is, the argument is, well, that's what he did in college. Let's see what he does in the pros. You can say, yes, any rookie coming in to pros, you can say that about. You can say that about Shador Sanders. We can say that about Cam Ward. We can say that about anybody. I understand that. We can, like you said, we only have these stats from college. So we're going to go off these stats. Yes.
Send me that image.
Yeah, the way you do it is a lot better. They limit me, man. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But anyway,
Sam,
so
real quick before you do that, did you get rained out at that thing?
Yes.
The event?
What event did you go to?
No, man. I got to go down there. We got to have a couple good hours in. I was trying to get a helicopter ride, but Jen was like, I'm eating food. I won't be able to eat this fast enough. I'm like, hurry up, eat that. Let's go for a ride, man. But we had a little good time, man. We was down there for a couple hours, checked out the hot rods, the aircrafts. It was pretty cool. Lorain County Airport had a little event today. It was pretty cool.
Sounds
I
fun.
wanted to go. Why did that do that?
It was
yeah, I wanted to go,
it
but
was fun.
We're now getting our house painted, and I have a ton of stuff to.
You hired somebody to do it, or are you painting?
No, I got rained out here.
Yeah,
I
I
got
had
to
a
take
ring too.
satellite dishes down that have been on here for 47 years. I got to trim back bushes, all kinds of stuff.
I would have came and helped if my wife didn't
Okay.
have to work. I'm like, why do you have to work to pay bills? Like, come on, why can't we just
Yeah, that's unfair.
not work ever?
Right.
No, I would have. I thought someone was coming on. I was a little freaked out for a second.
Oh no,
So
here
you
it
got
is.
that photo? All right, here it is. Perfect. Okay, so what I kind of want to talk about here is specifically big time throws is 3.2, which is what was that ranked? 38th, and out of 56 eligible quarterbacks. That's not good. So big time throws is big yards over 10 yards. He doesn't do that well, and that scares me. At the same time, in Kevin's system, that might not be a problem because you do a dink and you like what Mike said. You want to keep the defense off the field long enough, then give them a breather. You do some dink and dunks, and then maybe give our defense a breather. I'm trying to look at the positive side of that, but that's probably the most negative thing that I've seen about Dillon in general is that he doesn't throw the ball deep enough. And it bothers me because you guys watched him, right, in Oregon. Didn't he throw the ball deep a couple of times? Or
The stuff that I'm looking at, and I've had this piece of paper here for a while because I'm old school, and I was able to grab it out real quick, is I like looking at for his attempts and his completion percentages, all right, and where he's averaging. So maybe he's not known. I don't know. I'm sure he's launched a few deep ones down and got some deep plays, and I'm sure he has, but he averages, I'm looking at college right now from 2019 to 2024. He's averaging per throw 9.2 yards, 8.6, 8.6, 9.5. I mean, we're right around first down almost every time, fellas. So, I mean, just with his average, I think that's something to look at. You know what I mean? And I know you put something up today earlier, Angel. 2.5 seconds getting rid of the ball that quick too, man.
we're gonna bring that up too.
Yeah,
that's something to think about when it comes to his height. We can talk about that now, but let's
Really quick, Harry Clark. Johnny Manziel was 6 foot tall. 1 inch difference.
also it doesn't matter because Johnny Manziel didn't want to play football.
Oh, he did. He
No.
just like drugs and alcohol.
Yeah,
more.
that's what I mean. He didn't really want to play football. He's not Dillon. I mean, Dillon Gabreil is a football player. He eats, breathes, and sleeps football. Though you don't see it on social media like some other quarterbacks. He eats, breathes, and eats football. But the PFF or the passer rating, the pressure to sack ratio, 13%, which is 14th out of 56 quarterbacks. That means it goes back into what we're about to talk about. He doesn't take a lot of sacks, which is what Sam brought up. He gets rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds. Just to add reference to this, 2.7 seconds is average. 2.67 seconds is average in the NFL. So he is below average of the typical quarterback getting rid of the ball, which is a good thing. Which is what I mean by saying that he learned to overcome the height with the fact of his arm strength and speed. So if it takes you 2.5 seconds to throw the ball, that means you have the receiver needs to hit a route. And by the way, when you go into Kevin's offense, you're not throwing it at a receiver, you're throwing it at a place. So he knows the receiver is going to be at this place at this amount of time, at this point in time. So right away, he's going to go for a read. If the receiver's open, he's going to throw it. 2.5 seconds, right? So let's just say hypothetically, it takes a defensive lineman to get out of his stance in 2.6 seconds. He has a window to throw 0.1 second. So it limits the ball batting issue right away. And I know a lot of people tend to go to that, but I shared a stat with you guys last week. Shador Sanders had as many balls batted as Dillon Gabreil, and he's 2 inches taller.
Yeah, like I said too, because when we had the OTAs were going on and that was brought up, everybody was on because he got a pass batted down. Dillon did, but that was the only person they said. They didn't talk about anybody else. They didn't say if Kenny Pickett did. They didn't say if during the OTAs. They didn't say if Sanders did. But you got to look at okay, because I'm like, okay, so he's the only guy that's ever had a pass batted down. It would only become a problem if, like, during our training camp coming up, if that becomes an issue when you got guys in front of you. Other than that, if he can get rid of the ball that quick and he's not getting a lot of balls batted down, we're looking at a top tier type guy, man. So
That's the thing I tried to say earlier as well is he's left-handed, so now instead of worrying about our left tackle, guarding our blind side,
right.
you're going to have Jack Conklin on the right tackle,
who is better right now.
Right, if he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
You'll have him guarding his blind side, which will be better. If he drops straight back, he's got the whole field opportunity.
And when he has, and if you look at these stats, when he has a clean pocket, his value goes up to 90.9%, which is ranked 9th out of the quarterbacks that came in. The 56 quarterbacks in college last year, 9th with a clean pocket. Now, that clean pocket with a guy that's under 6 foot is a great thing, right? Obviously, that helps. So, and I think the Browns, hopefully they go back to, they are going back to what they used to do. So that's going to create a lot of clean lanes for him. That's what Baker found his success at. Baker's 6 foot, 6'1" ish. So yeah, I mean, that's some stuff that I wanted to bring up. Under pressure grade 60.7, meaning he knows how to get rid of the ball. Obviously, he's ranked 12th on that. But yeah, those are just some deeper. I'm a deeper stat guy. So when the people just say surface level stuff, I like to look a little deeper, and I've seen that, and I thought this is interesting. Also, too, I don't know if we can count this as serious stat. I don't know how they determine this, but he threw the ball 74.9 miles per hour during the Senior Bowl.
How fast did you just say?
74.9. I don't know how they determine that now, so don't take that. I don't know the science behind that, but
radar gun, just like baseball.
Really interesting.
I'd imagine that's probably got to. I gotta imagine that's probably from the release point right at the go. You know what I mean? Because I'd imagine if it's coming in hot like that in the end zone, you might break somebody's hands, dude. But hey, I also remember another guy that threw a ball like that in the close up in the red zone, and that was Brett Favre. He had a
Favre.
Brett Favre. Yep, he had a cannon. I remember watching some of them guys catch in the red zone, man. I'm like, how did that dude even? You would hear it hit the hands, man, and they come up with that, and I'm like, man, that had to hurt his hands. But that's a lot
touchdown. Of his receivers complained about how fast he literally threw the ball. They said it hurt sometimes. I get it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. When you think about it like that, that's fast, man.
But
go Dillon.
So yeah, here's the outlook on this. We drafted who we drafted. We have to deal with who we drafted as Browns fans, as a podcast. We have to talk about these guys. We said it 2 weeks ago, I believe. Whoever is best at the end of camp, play them.
Yeah,
that guy needs to start. I don't care who it is. What did James say?
He said.
Almost he stole my comment from last week.
Yeah.
Hey, James Frank brought his joke book. James Frank brought the joke book in today. That's funny.
You didn't see these yet?
Yes, sir.
Packet hands.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun. That looked kind of weird, bro. Frank. You doing that with your big self. That looked kind of weird.
Yeah, I like that's a little different.
All you got to do is you got to get a baby Whopper sandwich. You're in there. Baby Whopper sandwich. You're in there. Yeah, seeing you guys were on, man. I couldn't resist. I'm like, hang on a second. Let me jump in here real quick.
So I wasn't going to jump on real quick.
Dillon Gabreil.
We got a phone call from our daughter today that's in the Navy, our first phone call, and it was an emotional moment. So
yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. She was in tears. We were in tears.
How's she doing, Mike? What's going on? Yeah.
Okay. She's good. She hates push-ups. That's really all I could say.
She's like,
it's funny.
I do push-ups every day.
When I talked to her, she was dreading the pull up. She goes, I don't know if I could do a pull up. So now maybe she moved on. Maybe she figured the pull ups out. Now it's down to push ups. So that's good for her, though. She'll be okay. I'm sure she's in good hands.
Yes.
I told her the only one that can have her in her mind is herself. She's got it, man. She'll be fine.
I told her get through this, and you're going to be great. Honestly, your life will be great.
Yeah, it's that boot camp that's tough, man. That boot camp can be tough for sure. Yeah, no, I agree with you in general. Like, did you cry long?
Oh yeah, dude. That's why I didn't jump on right away. I was in tears.
I said, "Hey,
There's
Mike, I
still-
might go live, so don't freak out." He was like,
yeah, there's
"I
tissues
can't."
over here still. Like, me and Amanda sat here with her
No,
on
you're good.
speakerphone, and it was
Yeah.
Part of being a man is to be able to show your affection, brother. And that's we're men.
Yep.
Oh wow.
I cry too, especially my kid gave me a I forgot the book's name, but Father's Day. It's I forgot the name of it, but basically
I'll be right back.
it's a child's book. Okay, it's a child's book, and basically, at the end of it says, "That's why I love you, Dad." And I'm like in tears, crying. And my wife was like, "Told you, Dad was going to cry." I'm like, "Y'all get me, dude. Like y'all always get me. You purposely on purpose set me up." It's just crazy.
Yeah,
hey, what do you think about Njoku being ranked number 10th out of the tight ends?
Yes, and I would say if it was, did they say exactly where he ranked at? Because I would say 10. He's probably he is 10. Okay.
Wait, so maybe 10. 9. Sorry, wait. Let me double check. I thought it was 10.
Between 1 through 10, he was ranked in the top 10.
Yeah, David is 9, I believe. Yeah, 9. Sorry. Ranked 9 out of 10.
I could definitely see that in David. I mean, top 5, top 4. If somebody was to guess, I would say, I love him, but no. But I can see him being in the top 10 as tight ends in the NFL for sure. Good for him. I'm hoping to see some more stuff. I mean, with Fannin, I can't wait to see them guys work together. Angel, it's going to be nice, man.
Yeah, I can't get away from the thought of 22 personnel, and I talked to Chad a lot about this today, and he said he doesn't see it happening because it limits you. But the 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, and 1 receiver, and I know that limits you in a way where you don't have weapons, and it kind of closes the field a little bit. But I, for some reason, have the notion that they're going to use these running backs more as receivers, and especially Samson. So I'll be interested to see how that works from a tight end, because then you have both tight ends on the field. You have Fannin and Njoku. Maybe even they'll have that as a goal line thing. But I would love to see both running backs on the field at the same time at some point, because I think that would be an amazing opportunity to freak out the defense, because you're going to run or pass.
Right, for sure, and then when you bring them in too, line them up at that split back, and then motion that out. You know what I mean? Really draw some confusion, or maybe even motion them out and bring them back in, and then that opens up. I hate them. I hate the play, Angel, but that could open up some crazy jet sweep. When you got all that commotion going on, you might be able to pull that off now with the speed that you got going on with these running backs, causing confusion in a split back formation. And okay, so they're split and they're calling a play, and now Dillon's coming up in the slot. Nope, he's coming back, and then play goes. That might cause enough chaos to where you can actually make a jet sweep work. That's not one of my favorite plays in the playbook. But with that setup, how you're saying, with the 2 tight ends, split back set, and 1 wide out, it's something that you can maybe work with.
Yeah, as soon as I came back, I heard jet sweep, and no.
It's like,
well, you didn't hear the setup. You didn't hear the setup.
I was talking about, Mike saw the text when I texted Chad.
I hate that play too, Mike. That's one of the worst plays. I don't like it. But what me and Angel were talking about of the you missed it. Go back and watch the show earlier. It might make
go back and watch the show.
Just joking.
No, I talked about I saw the text I sent Chad. I really feel like the 22 personnel might be something they flirt with as a wrinkle. And Chad disagrees because he thinks it does limit you, which it does. It does limit the talent, because if you have 2 tight ends that are as good as the ones that, well, hopefully Fannin pans out. You have 2 tight ends that are good, and you got Judy and 2 running backs behind the quarterback. So you have 2 running backs behind the quarterback, 2 tight ends at the end, and 1 receiver out. You, like Sam said, you can motion those guys out. You can see what the defense is doing. If they're reading run, the defense is saying run, spread those guys out.
You can do bunch formations and spread them out. Yeah.
So I think that's something. And they keep on saying like the wrinkle that Tommy Reese is going to have. And I just keep on, every time I'm listening to podcast or people who are smarter than me, they keep on bringing up 22 personnel. And it just seems to be one of those things that get brought up just randomly. It's not like in depth. They say, oh, maybe they can run a 22 personnel. And I'm thinking like, and that would be interesting to see because we haven't seen that here since Kevin's been here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's time to, I'm really looking forward to our line being more ready and healthy than last season. Okay, so that's already a big plus for me. And we are still in limbo on the whole who's QB1. And me, I've gave it up. I'm not worried about it. I want to watch training camp. I've never been more excited for a training camp than this year because we actually got some quarterbacks to watch to see who's going to be the come up. You know, who's the come up?
Chad's even going to watch preseason. That's
preseason.
Chad never watches.
I really think I was on this week with 2 other podcasts, and it seems like a lot of people are excited for preseason this year. I think the element of Shador brings that because they're very interested in that, and not just Shador, but the fact that we've actually had a first round pick helps, and we had a couple picks that people are like, wow, this offense from an offense perspective, like. Let's see how these running backs work out. Let's see how Fanning's going to operate in this offense. So I think that brings interest in, and then of course people want that Shador. They want to see how he plays.
Yeah, right. And then, like we'll get to see a lot of that coming up this preseason because you do want to see what these rookies got to offer. And you know, and in a long thought, you know, I was like, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. Out of the 2 veterans, whoever does the best at training camp should get QB1 spot. Okay. And then like we've all said together, we kind of agree on that, is later in the season, if QB1's not doing too good, looking too bad, and then you want to see what you can get out of these rookies maybe later in the season. So, and it all depends. I'm gonna knock on wood right now because I hate to say it. It all depends on, we don't want no injuries either. So I want to see these guys be able to ball out and get their time in. So let's go Browns, man. That's what it's about. I can't wait for this training camp to start. It's right around the corner. And then we can, let's give them something to talk about. So, you know what I'm saying? Now we got something to talk about. Who's doing what? Now these, you know, certain things, balls batted down at the line. Interceptions, because now you're going against, you know, one defense, and depending who gets what rep. But eventually now we're talking about we're actually watching what these guys can do under some pressure and things like that.
We're going to dissect every ounce of plays. It's like everyone's going to be like, this person, it's this person's fault. The receiver running around route. It's going to be the Baker Odell thing all over again. It's going to be
Here's
fun.
What's going to happen. Realistically speaking, guys, one of the vets are going to remain on this roster.
Yeah, you have to keep the vet.
The 2 rookies are going to remain on this roster.
Yeah. For those that think the rookies are going to be traded,
will remain on this roster.
Because he's got
one more season. Mark my words.
Because he has to. Unfortunately, no one's going to want to deal with that. So hopefully, they get rid of him by next year. But I don't know. He's trying to make a comeback. Maybe a team would be interested in him enough to kind of cut him.
What I'm saying is what's going to happen is one of the veterans are going to start no matter what.
Yeah,
it's just inevitable. That's the way it
Yes.
has to happen. It's the NFL. It's, you know, sports.
Yeah, being on the other podcasts, and that's what they bring. I was like, you start Shador week 1, and I'm like, I feel like why is this a thing? Like, why are we starting a rookie quarterback week 1? Like, I feel like we've done a good job at saying, no, we're going to start the guy that knows how to play. That's been in the league for a couple years before that.
I don't think we brought in Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco to do that. And no matter who they decided to draft quarterback wise, I really don't think that. You got to go, like you're saying, man, you got to go ahead and let them guys start learning, let them do their thing and development. But yeah, definitely. We're not throwing nobody out to the wolves right away. I would hope not, you know.
Yeah, I don't even. I mean, if they tear it up, obviously, they leave no doubt in the minds of people.
I've had said this on a previous podcast, but I'm like, man, you really gotta
you'd be tempted to, right?
You really got to be shining though. Like we've never seen this. This is unremarkable, unbelievable. Of what this Shador or Gabriel's doing right now. So. But that would have to be a lot high hopes, man. But
yeah, and I agree. I think starting a guy, whether it's Kenny or Flacco, the thing is, I can see if Flacco starting, like the thought of a rookie coming in sooner than later may not happen because he may. It's one of those things. I often feel like, man, if Flacco starts, there might be an opportunity where we can go 5-3 the first 8 games, and if you're in that bye week, you're 5-3, you're in the playoff hunt. Do you bring in a rookie to finish out the 8? Like, no, I don't think you do.
No, and you know what, man? Our schedule is
Tough.
it's tough. This beginning schedule. We're talking Bengals, we're talking Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Steelers. What? You know, that's
Beers, oh my.
You know who's
oh my.
Yeah, oh my. And it's it's so with a veteran starting, if it's whether it be Kenny or Flacco, they got their road is very cut out for them because that is some heavy stuff coming in right away.
The only positive I see out of that is if whoever starts has faced our defense during practice, and that is a good litmus test, to face other defenses. Because if your front four is what I think they can be, and they're going to be tough, that's going to prepare whatever quarterback to start the season to go against other front fours that are going to be either equally or less tough. So if you have a front four like we do, they're going to learn to get the ball out right away. They're going to learn to hurry up and hit their reads. That's what you hope they learn during those intense practices that Kevin switched over to, because they're not going to that thing that he used to go to every year, that
Camp Cupcake.
Yeah, Camp Cupcake. They're actually having a real training camp
down in West Virginia.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's an encouraging thing. So, whatever quarterback's going to come in, they're going to be facing a tough defense all camp. Because I think our defense could go back to the top 5 ranked defense that it was before, depending on how the offense runs, right? If the offense runs like last year, whether it's 3 and out, that's a problem. But if they can take care of the ball and keep the ball for 5-6 minutes at a time, your defense is going to be fresh.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I got a special guest here today on the phone.
Uh-oh. Special guest.
You guys all know him as James Frank on the show.
James,
what's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's happening, James?
See, we need to have more of this talks with fans. Go ahead, James. Sorry.
How y'all doing?
Good,
We're
man.
good,
How
man.
you doing, James?
I'm doing good, man. I just got off work.
All right.
Got
That's
home. Y'all had the show on.
It is so finally good to hear that West Virginian voice that sent me these Kenny Pickett hands.
Hey, man.
You know,
Kenny
it's funny.
Pickett.
I'm from Jersey, and I picked this slang up living here for a few years.
It only takes that little bit of time too, man, because I've traveled down south. Next thing I know, I'm gone for a week down in Myrtle Beach. I'm coming up with a twang easy. They're like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "I was in Myrtle Beach for a week, man. I'll figure it all out. It'd be all right, y'all. Don't worry, no problems."
That's right.
How's
So,
the?
James,
It's
Go ahead, Mike.
realistically,
hang
who
on,
do you think?
real
What do you
quick,
think?
real quick. It's like 90-some degrees up here right now. What is weather doing down there in West Virginia right now?
Oh, it's the same. It's hot as hell down here.
Well,
That's why he's
brother.
on the phone with us and not outside.
He's like,
Yeah.
that's why I'm watching y'all in the AC.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you have central air? Because 2 of the 3 guys don't have central air on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
good.
well.
Okay.
No, nice. Gotta
Sam's
have
gonna get windows in his igloo here soon enough, right, Sam? That's why you missed the show last week.
I actually got an estimate for central air, and I'm in a smaller house. Okay, I got an estimate real quick, James. Hang on, bear with me for a second, because it was a sticker shock. I'm in just a little over 1,000 square foot home, and got our first estimate, and they said $16,700. I was like, does that come with is that a car? I get a car with that? What are we doing here? Yeah, for AC up here, man. It said $16,700. I said, I'm gonna have to get me a couple more quotes, sir. I'll be back with you.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
I'm going to put a
James.
fan. Until then, I'm going to put a fan in the window.
Yes, James. The real question is, honestly, realistically, what do you think of the quarterback situation right now? If you were Kevin Stefanski, who would you put out there?
I'm sticking with Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, it is. That was Angel that hit that. That was not me.
Definitely was me. Understandably so, Joe Flacco. I wouldn't be. Here's the deal. I would not be mad if it's Joe Flacco at all because I think Joe can do it. But I think I would caution people to think if the 2023 Joe Flacco will be the same Joe Flacco that comes in this year. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That would be my fear, that fans had this expectation where Flacco's going to come in and throw 4 touchdowns and 1 interception a game, and we'll go 16-0 and then hit the playoffs. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think Joe Flacco is a good choice for sure.
I just like the chemistry that he had with Njoku, and I think that the chemistry that he had with Amari, I think he would develop with Jerry Jeudy. And probably Deontay Johnson too, if he makes it on and can keep a level head.
Yeah, I think. I also think. Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. And Fannin, maybe he can hit those tight ends with Fannin. I think he can mesh well with anybody that he's playing back there. I think Kevin's system favors him. I think that's why he's so likable here, because he came in and just threw the ball like crazy coming in 2023. But we'll see, man. I have high hopes for Kenny Pickett, but even if they trade him and at least get a 5th round pick for what they gave up for him, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah,
there's somebody with the small hands.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you.
James, those are thanks to James.
James, I'm with you on. I'm with you with Flacco, because we've seen what he can do and the kind of chemistry that he has had with these players. And I want to see it again, because it was fun, man. We did have a fun season that year. We did get to win some games, and we did get to go a little further than we thought we were going to do. So, and and I'm with my guy Angel too, man, because I can't, like I say, we got to leave sleeping dogs where they lay, man. But it's all about who. To me, at this point, the 2 veterans, Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, man, whoever's doing good in training camp should get the definitely get the shot to start at QB1 this year. But James, I'm rooting for our guy Flacco. I told Angel, I said
that's right.
If Kenny can't beat out a 40-year-old man, he might want to go find another job. So that's what's up, man.
Well, I mean, just not beat a 40-year-old man, but he has to also beat out 2 young people, 2 younger guys who they have already invested draft capital in. So I can see if they say, well, Flacco can give us a good 6-7 games, but we're going to move on from Kenny right away because we're in love with Shador or Dillon. I think that might be a better asset for them. But hey, James, other than Joe Flacco, obviously that's the 90%. Well, I should say 50% is Joe, 50% Shador. So I'll say, other than Shador or Joe Flacco, who are you most excited to see on this team this year?
Quinton Judkins.
Kenny Pickett, good choice. Good choice.
I'm excited to see, that running game pick back up, where our guy Chubb left off.
Yeah, I read an article today paralleling them 2 together, Chubb and Q. So that's a very good take. I think Q can leave off where Chubb took off. Now, it's still going to not fill the hole in our heart for Chubb, because I think he was beloved because of his. I think he was so beloved because he had that Jim Brown humbleness where you just score a touchdown, you're not doing any dancing, you're not pointing for a first down. He just had a humble heart. And he embodied, and I hate that term because I think it's used too much. He did embody the people of Cleveland, where we're hardworking, we're humble, and he just kept his head down and worked. He didn't want the attention. He just wanted to win.
Yeah, and he showed that, man. Angel, James, Mike, you guys all know, man, that kid would get a touchdown. He'd go up, hand the referee the ball. He'd go back to the sideline. And that's when I was really like, wow, this guy is something special. He's all about business. And even sometimes when he got these touchdowns, you would watch his teammates try to pick him up and do things. He's like, I'm just trying to go sit back down. That's great.
Signing some Gabriel.
Yeah. And that's what I've always liked about Chubb. It was just his work, man. He was like, I'm great. Now we're up. Defense, their turn. I'm going to go sit down, get me a breather. Let's go D. And I'm like, that's something special with him, Nick Chubb. And we are going to miss Nick Chubb because we haven't had a guy that we could gravitate around. I would say that I couldn't for a while here. You know, and we got Miles. I'm not taking nothing away from Miles. I'm talking about offensive guy. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
For us to, you know, unfortunately, Nick has to do what Nick has to do, and the Browns organization went their direction because it's a business. Always going to root for Nick. Always going to love me some Batman, no matter where he's at standing. I'm just glad he didn't go to Pittsburgh and he ain't beating us up over there. So that's what's up, man.
Yeah, thank you, God. He didn't go to Pittsburgh.
Hey, James, do you play fantasy football?
I do.
You do.
He was in our fantasy league last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that because I didn't join like a loser.
Well, you would know James is our number one fan as well.
Yes, James is our number one fan. So if you want this next week, Wednesday, 7:30, programming announcement. This Wednesday, 7:30, we're going to be live and we're going to have Dynasty Rich on. And he's going to answer all your fantasy. Is fantasy and dynasty the same thing? Help me out here.
No, fantasy is yearly. I'm sorry. Yeah, fantasy is yearly. Dynasty is like years. You collect players and then you play them throughout years.
But collectively, ideally, are they the same thing? Can you ask about question about a player as far as points in fantasy that you can still tie into dynasty?
Technically, yes.
Okay. Maybe we should talk to Chad about that. But if you have any questions about fantasy or dynasty, you know, this Wednesday we will be live with Dynasty Rich from Dynasty Nerds, and you can. This is the time where our followers of the show will go to our website, go to our voicemail options, and leave your questions for who you should pick up, who's valuable in your dynasty team, who's not valuable, and who is the sleeper pick that you should be looking for. You can do that at our website, www.bearderbrowns.com. That's www.bearderbrowns.com. And it just leave a voicemail every week. You'll see our topics of conversation by Sunday, Monday, and then you can leave your questions, concerns, or if you have a take for after you heard the show, it can be played on our show live, just like James is currently talking to us now.
It sounds good, man. You're coming in through real nice, James, man. It's actually good to I see your face on Facebook and stuff, and it's good to actually hear your voice, man. And thanks for joining us today. Awesome.
Your wife's calling you out. So Sam's and I are going to separate teams this year.
She thinks because she played one fantasy one time with me that she's a genius. She probably is, but whatever.
She just called you out in the chat, my guy.
Glad you go, wife. My Jen, wife, go ahead and get your own fantasy team. I can't wait to smash.
House divided, dog. It's gonna be a house divided. You're sleeping on the couch. You played me, and you beat me by 1 point. You're on the couch.
He's not allowed to talk. If you want to go that route, don't talk to me on Sundays, Monday nights, and Thursday nights. Done.
Well, we don't have any primetime games, so you don't have to worry about Monday and Thursdays.
And during the holidays,
when it's fantasy football, it's whoever's on.
Yeah.
So.
And during the holidays too, because you might have players during the holidays, so you get Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yep.
Separate Christmas.
Yep. I'll be at home by myself on Christmas. Go to in-laws, whatever. Then we're done now. We're done for them days.
James. Yeah. What do you think of the Cleveland Browns wide receiver room as of right now?
I mean, I think we're going to be fine. I think if Deontay Johnson can, come out and prove himself again, he had a few nice years with Pittsburgh. I hated him every time we played him. I think Jerry Jeudy and him will, compliment each other nice. And then it's funny, you like Thrash, and man, I was stoked when we picked him up. I went, watched a bunch of his highlights and was like, all right, this kid's a dog. And I think Cedric Tillman, if he can come back healthy, and stay healthy, I think he could take that next step as well.
Absolutely. Jamari Thrash, as everybody knows, obviously James knows, I think is going to be a shining star this year. Bash me if you want. I think it's going to show up this year. Cedric Tillman as well. I think there's going to be phenomenal things out of the wide receiver room, and I think that's why we didn't go heavy wide receiver this year in the draft. We picked up a lot of defensive guys, obviously 2 quarterbacks, but We also got our guy, Ralph Holly, the undrafted free agent. Frank, I know you've seen a couple shows of ours with Ralph. That dude's a dog. He may seem soft-spoken and everything while you're like watching everything. A defensive tackle as well. I think it's great that we're going to have rotation guys on the defensive tackle side of the ball. It's going to improve the defense, one, because the defensive line is crucial. That's something that you need to keep fresh, especially as long as we've been out there. Is there anything that you would change on the defensive side right now?
Other than the safety, I mean, there's questions at that
That's it.
position. And really, that's it. The safety spot. We need, hopefully, Ronnie Hickman will, step up and improve himself.
Yeah, I agree. Safety. I was on a episode, another podcast Thursday, and they asked that question: "Who are you worried about?" And out of the list of names, Ronnie Hickman was there, and I said Hickman needs to be the guy out of this list to step up because then you'll solve your safety issue, and then you don't have to go into the draft next year drafting a safety. And also too, it'd be good for Andrew Berry because then you can get another late undrafted guy, by the way, from Ohio State, the Ohio State University, on your team. So I think that's actually a great suggestion, Hickman. You need safety, and that would be my concern too, is safety. You need your safety, a ball hawk, somebody who could create turnovers, because we obviously know minus 22 turnover rate last year, horrible, because your offense is just turn the ball over. The defense can't get the ball. You're always going to put your position of your defense in short field, which is why they took a spill last year as far as the rankings.
Word.
Right, and I think Martin Emerson is going to go back to how he was playing 2 years ago, or his rookie year.
It's my guy.
I think he's
Yeah,
going to go back to that.
Yep, I think we're all rooting for Martin to get back up there, man. Because he was showing a lot, and then he kind of had his thing and a little downtime. But like, I think I have not been this excited. I'm not saying this just because I'm part of a podcast now, whatever. I don't want to sound cliche at all. It's not. Because I've never really looked forward to a season starting than this year, because there's a lot of guys, James, that I'm still rooting for. And Martin's, Emerson's one of them. And then just to see, we have a quarterback competition finally here in Cleveland, where we got some good veterans and we have 2 rookies. I mean, we drafted 2 quarterbacks and 2 running backs in the draft. Everybody was like, what? So there's a lot to look forward to. And it's like I told these guys, James, it's all coming down to training camp. And I'm ready to see what these dogs are working with and who's gonna bite, who's gonna bark. So let's go.
Hey, what do you guys think of, and James, you can answer this too. What do you guys think of the corners following receivers instead of splitting the field where MJ gets one side and Ward gets the other? That Ward always follow the number one guy or the shiftier, smaller guy, because MJ had struggles with the guys that were smaller and shiftier. He defends the bigger receivers like a DK Metcalf better than he would do like a Tank Dell. So what do you guys think of
are you talking about playing like more prevent than man-to-man?
No, not prevent. You're shadowing. So your corners only will shadow said receiver. So if there's Jim Schwartz will go in and say, MJ, you're going to cover DK Metcalf all game because he's bigger. You struggle with shiftier, smaller guys. And Ward, you go with the shiftier, smaller guy, whoever that is. The only name I can think of right now is Tank Dell, even though he's hurt. Stephon Diggs, hypothetically. Something. So if you look at the numbers, MJ Emerson struggled with smaller, shiftier guys last year. That was his biggest thing. And that's why teams put smaller, shiftier guys on that side of MJ. They adjusted to him. They realized he struggles against guys that are quicker. So what do you guys think of Schwartz switching his defense around to where you just shadow the receiver, that you assign a cornerback to a receiver, and that's the only thing you change on your defense. The rest is the same.
Go ahead, James.
I think he should do that. He should switch that defense to that. If that's your weakness, you gotta fix your weakness. And if he can guard a guy like DK Metcalf and prevent him from, we've all seen the plays that he can make. then that's what he should do.
Yeah.
I notice when James starts really talking Browns, his accent dissipates a little bit.
Because
He gets
it
angry.
becomes a clear window. I find it weird that somebody from Jersey doesn't like Kenny Pickett. That's all.
Oh,
Joe Flacco's also from New Jersey.
That's true. I mean, that's a valid point. That's probably also too, by the way, why it's very convenient for him to play for Cleveland.
Touche.
you learn something new every day, don't you, Angel?
Yeah, no, actually, I knew that. That's why he played for Indy, because it's closer to home, and that's why he decided to come back and play for Cleveland, because it's closer to home. That's why I don't think if it works out for Cleveland, he's going to retire.
Right
I don't think he wants to go. I don't think he wants to go outside of Cleveland or outside of further away from home. I think he's in a position where he is in his years, so where he's like, I'm going to pick and choose where I go, and that's going to be somewhere is convenient for my family. But good take. He was from Jersey.
So, James, is there anything else you want to add before we go into camp about these Browns, our beloved Browns? Anything that you would give or take away right now? Anything at all?
Man, I just hope they give each quarterback, you kind of touched on it. I left a comment on it. You know, like, I was stoked that they took Shador. You know, I liked Dart, and then I was like, you know, I wanted Shador and everything. But with these young guys, you know, we have a very passionate fan base, and we should show love to all of them until, you know, we figure out who our starting guy is, and then, you know, still show love or whatever. But we gotta show loyalty to them when they win that job, whoever that quarterback is.
And that's what we do as Cleveland fans. Obviously, if you're winning games, you're going to be loved in Cleveland. That's inevitable. But at the end of the day, that's what you have to continue to do, is win games.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping for the best. I don't know what the best is out there right now that we have, but it's something that we finally have to look forward to. Can we possibly find a franchise quarterback? Can we possibly find a great wide receiver room out of the rookie that we have? We got Jerry Jeudy, number one. And there's so much to look forward to. Everything. Out of every position, there's something to look forward to. It's all going to come down to who's going to be on this 53-man roster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's gonna be fun to see cut down day, because as you know, Andrew Berry moves a lot. He cuts people, then brings it back onto the practice squad. So you might look at like a Mike Florio Floral, whatever his name is. Dang it, I call him Mike Florell. And McDonald, who, by the way, is an article on our website about McDonald, receiver out of he's from Michigan State, then transferred to Miami of Ohio. Somebody that we can look at as a slot / kick returner, punt returner. Sorry. But it'd be interesting to see.
Hey, they got to give that Florio kid a shot. They got to put him in at least one game for the agony he endured as a kid being a Browns fan.
Yeah, I completely agree. Not only that, like the kid, you know, he's going to come here for obviously his career, but also the fandom that he has for this team. He's going to play his heart out. It's kind of cool.
It is.
Keeping kids home.
Yeah, that's what Andrew Berry does. He likes to get those local kids, bring them in and give them a shot. Helps them.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I had to step out real quick. Came back real quick because I did want to touch on. I just missed. I came into the conversation of Floria and Larvadane. Like those two guys, I think are kind of could be them slot type guys. Depending on how it works out this year. And I want both of them to succeed as best as they can, man. So more stuff to watch, man, because those guys are on my radar, you know, both of those kids are. So just as, you know, in the tight end group, Blackheart, right? And I want to see him, Blake Whiteheart. Blake Whiteheart.
Blake Whiteheart.
Blake Whiteheart. I was
Blake
close.
Hart. I just
tied it all
that
together.
in half.
I just tied it all together. But I just can't wait to see some of these other guys that are out there to see what they can do, like Floria and Larvadane. So
Yeah, I'm
let's go.
gonna take this moment. Anyone following, like, or listening to the show, please give us a follow, like, or subscribe wherever you're listening to. Follow us on any podcast platform right away. We need some. We love the fact that people are subscribing and the channel is growing on both YouTube, Facebook, X. So if you're listening to us, please support the show, not just by commenting, by sharing the feed. Let people know that we're here and we just love to talk Brown, so appreciate it. We got 32 viewers on X right now, which is pretty cool.
And James, I have a package coming for you soon. We are going to have our license plates available soon, very soon.
Those things.
Yes, those. We are going to have those available soon. They're $25 a piece. And James, once I get all of us together, so we could sign a scene magazine for you, and I could send it to you. Send you that as well. But I appreciate you coming on today, man. Awesome as always.
Absolutely, man.
You always leave great
appreciate
comments. And you are definitely our number one fan.
Yeah, thanks for the love and support, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Y'all have a good one.
You too,
All
man.
right,
I'll
man.
see
You
you,
too,
man.
brother.
All right. Go Browns.
Go
Browns,
Browns.
baby. Let's
So
go.
this is the license plate we're gonna have for sale for about $25. Once we put it on our, I don't know, we're gonna put it on something.
Yeah, they're
You
not.
can put this in the front of your in Ohio at least. You can put this in the front of your car and not get
Right.
pulled over. I don't know where anywhere else. My
Yep.
my SUV does not have a place to put this on front, but I put it in my window
They're
to show
yep,
love.
yep.
I'm actually thinking about putting it on my van for work. Actually, been
Yep,
pondering that.
I
Angel,
should
get
put it in
that.
my tow truck.
Angel, flick it a little bit so people know
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not. Yeah,
It's
that's
not-
not paper. That's not.
It's not paper.
That's not paper.
That's solid
Yep.
stuff, man. Support the
it's
show.
not,
This
yeah.
will help support the show. Long term, we're looking to get some merch too. We're in talks. We have to meet actually with We Bleed Ohio, a local guy, to get some shirts before the season starts. But we're looking to kind of expand entrepreneurially. So I like that word. I said a
Nice.
pretty big word for a guy like me.
You said, and you said
It's
it.
like, that's a
perfect.
normal word, bro.
You said it. You said it. No, you said it perfectly. I would mess it up if I just tried to repeat it right now. But
Yeah.
nice job, Angel.
Yeah. So we know we have some fans like James who love the show and we're trying to grow. So we appreciate those that are continuously growing. And I'll be honest with you, that's why I want to go on other podcasts. It's not because I want to talk, though I like to talk sports. I just want to expand the Bearder Browns brand, right? So I want people to know that we're here, that we're going to talk Browns. And I think, and I'm maybe being biased, but I do think we do get emotional. Like 2 weeks ago, we had a good conversation about the quarterback and we all just got our opinions in. But I think one thing that we do we're very balanced. Like we don't have a side in this game. It's quarterback, for example. We want the best one. And if it's Shador, guess what? We're all going to wear our 12 jerseys and support Shador. If it ends up being Dillon, well, hopefully all of us will wear the Dillon jerseys. And
there's one quarterback that I think that we'll go boo for, but we're not going to mention the name.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah,
I'm going to say one thing.
Boo.
Chad is not here because we don't have an outline for today's show. That is the only reason he's not
Chad's
here.
like, I'm not going on. If there's no outline,
I'm kidding.
not
I'm
on.
kidding.
The only
Come
outline
on.
I had was I was going to hop on for about 20 minutes to talk about Dillon and give some pros and cons. Mike
Here we are
comes
an hour
in
later.
and Mike's like, hey, I'm going to come on. And then I said, you know what? Mike's here. I don't want Sam to feel left out. So I said, Sam, hop on if you can. I actually thought you were still gone. I didn't know you were home. Then your wife popped in. I said, Sam's home. So let me get Sam in. And I'm glad we all did, man. This is a good impromptu show, right?
Sometimes
it
those are
feels-
the best.
Yeah.
It feels good because you know why? It's easy because we're talking about a team we love and we're talking about things that we want to see and
And because
and-
Chad's
and
not here.
the
No,
team to grow.
Okay.
Chad's on his e-bike just pulling up to a stadium somewhere right now practicing them field goal kicks with his leather jacket.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's cool hanging out.
I did text him. I said to join the show if you want.
Yeah, I saw that. He knows
Where-
he's on X. He's always on X posting stuff. He knows we're on. He just didn't want to come on.
That's
Just playing.
impromptu, man, but
Yeah.
it worked out. I happened to see everything, and I didn't even get your text message, Angel. I happened to
Oh,
look
you
at my
didn't?
phone. I happened to look at my phone. I go, hang on, wait a minute. Let me hold on a second. And I
Why is
came in
Angel
here.
on?
He's
Well,
got to record a show.
Honestly, subconsciously, I was hoping, and when I record, somebody will hop on.
I brought
And I
a
said,
cup
I
up.
knew Mike. I thought Mike wouldn't because Mike said, "Hey, I'm crying right now because I just talked to my daughter." I'm like, "It's cool, man. I understand. I cry a lot too. So if you don't want to hop on, that's cool." I was like, subconsciously, though, I'm like, maybe Sam. Maybe I'll be talking. I hear bloop bloop, and Sam will pop in.
I did.
So I was like, and he did, but Mike popped in before.
I told Jen, I said, grab me a cup of ice. I'm gonna sit down for a second.
Don't you
Because
dare.
I was gonna come on chewing. Oh, it's Saturday. I didn't get no invite.
So hey, listen to what I did today. Me and Amanda went to the West Side Market this morning, and we were expecting a phone call from Maddie probably 2 or 3 days ago. We didn't get one. So we went to the West Side Market. This is her first time ever.
Your wife?
Yes.
First time ever at the West Side Market?
So we spent so much
crazy.
money. We bought bratwurst when we went in, like the
because the meat
right
down there is legit. Yeah.
Bratwurst, sauerkraut, boom, right off the rip. And then we had a coffee. Bratwurst and coffee are a bad mix.
Coffee was like, oh yeah, that's horrible. That's gonna mess up your stomach.
It is.
The coffee was like $20.
No, it was $8 for two. But we got
that's not bad.
We got a bunch of skewers. We got what are they called? Something pinwheel pork chops.
Oh,
we got a quarter cow coming Wednesday, so we didn't look at too much beef. But
nice.
It was insane. I haven't been there in probably a decade.
How busy was it, Mike? I haven't been down there in a while. Was it pretty busy today?
It's busy. It's a Saturday.
Get down there early. It's the only thing I could suggest. Get down there early. The deals are great, honestly. Like, you can go to your local market. Like, we have IGA out here, and it's insane difference of price with the quality of food you're getting.
Yep.
Jim's Meats, huge shout out to them.
Pause.
Honestly, it's a free shout out to them. They explained us everything, how they do their meats in vivid detail, and it was amazing. Like, the stuff is cut up that day, and they bring it. So they're probably
if you're into produce, what you do is kind of go toward the end, and they start, like, when you're walking down that aisle, they'll start like dealing with you. Hey, I will give you this much for this much, and you be like, I only got $2, and they're like, okay, we'll give you this much instead. So you can get really cheap produce. Now that's just a hack that I gave you, because I've been down there before. I mean, I live close. I live 15 minutes from there, 20 minutes from downtown. So when me and the wife go down there, we wait toward the end because we're cheap. And then we're like, hey, how much for an apple? 10 cents?
Well, here's the funny thing. Like, Amanda and I walked back into the...
ladies and gentlemen. Nice job, Angel. Nice
right.
job.
So, like, seriously, me and Amanda walked through the fruit aisle, and then we walked into the meat market, and then we walked back out, and this guy was like, $1 apple, $1 apples, $1 bag of apples, right?
For a whole bag.
For a whole bag. So then he's like, special discount for blue-haired women, because Amanda has blue hair.
She had blue hair. 50 cents.
Right. So she's like, is the deal free then? Like, I'm like,
dang it.
Touche.
That's $1, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, you go down there, like, a bag of apples is like $8, $9, $5. My wife is organic, so she falls for the word organic, so she'll buy the expensive bag because it says organic. But like, that's legit down there. I encourage anybody to go down to the West Side Market and just spend money down there. It helps them out too locally. You guys ever been to Brewdog?
No, sir.
Downtown? Oh, I might have to go down. I'm planning something for my birthday. Maybe we can all go down there as a podcast. It's right off the waterfront downtown. Parking's a little annoying. Maybe we'll go down for lunch, or there's less. But they have games. They have like
your birthday's August 9th, right?
September 18th.
Sorry.
I'm going to I'm going to Columbus for my birthday, like I always do, but maybe the week before we can go out there. But it's fun, man. I encourage downtowns. I don't go down there a lot, but when I do go down, there's some spots I go to. But maybe we could go down there. They have good bourbon, good food, and they have like what do you call that? Where you have that beanbag game, and you throw a lot of white people play.
Dang white people!
Dang, it's a white people game.
Coming from the
racist.
That was racist.
No, they have that. I mean,
I'm not gonna get into that.
They have a really good. I mean, it's a good vibe down there. So we should maybe even beforehand, maybe just go down there and hang out. But
the dog house. I'm gonna go look them up, man. When we're done, we'll
Brewdog, not dog house. Brewdog.
Yeah,
Brewdog. Shout out to Dog House in Elyria.
Dog House. Elyria. Maybe we had the opportunity to do a live down there one time.
One time we did.
Pause.
But yeah.
One time.
Pause.
But it didn't happen.
Anyways, guys,
we can
check out our website first and foremost.
There's a lot of things we can do coming up.
Yeah.
Go to beardedbrowns.com. Check out our site. Go to the articles section. We got a ton of articles about old school Browns players, new school Browns players. at all of our events and all of our shows are uploaded there. You can listen to them. It's a great site we put together.
Also, Sam's recent interview with Tucker, the old tight end, Travis Tucker.
Travis Tucker's on there. Sam interviewing him, which was a great interview.
Yeah,
fun. Like you think a guy that
it was
in the 11th round wouldn't have a
that's
great story, but it was great story. A great story.
right. Yeah. And you know what, man? Like, I can't wait to meet him again. And I know our paths will cross again because that day there was so much going on, and we were all having our time and doing our things. And like I said, man, I'll say it one more time. He came across like a Terminator. I'm like, this cat right here, man. I'm like, hey, Mike, go ask him if he's ready for an interview. Mike's like, I don't know, man. I talked to him. He might be ready for it, but he was such a humble guy. Once we sat down and talked, it was like, thanks, man. Thank you for the interview.
So, yeah,
He's a really good guy.
Sam's like, go talk to him. He's like, that's Travis Tucker. I walk over to him, right? I'm like, hey, Travis, my name's Mike from the Bearded Browns. We're wondering if we can get a quick interview with you possibly. And he's like, I got 5 minutes, man. I just bowled a strike. And I'm like, oh, I got you. 5 minutes? Let's go.
that's
Please
all we
don't hit
need.
me on the way into our room.
Don't elbow me.
No, great guy.
Yeah.
Great.
And
great
5
guy.
minutes, 5 minutes turned into almost a 12, 13-minute interview, man, which to me, it felt like 5 minutes and the longest 5 minutes of my life, but it was actually a longer and it was good. I went back and rewatched some of it, and, I critique myself a lot. That's what we do. That's what I do. And
that's
it
what I
was
do
just
too.
nice to sit down with a guy like that. And just listen to his story, man. So, yeah,
That is
man,
up there
go
now.
check it out, man. beardedbrows.com. Go check out all the interviews, and they're coming up on all of our platforms. So go check them out. There's a Felix Wright out there, Ralph Holly. Travis Tucker. Yeah.
And make sure you guys
check 'em
go
out.
follow Angel at Typical Brown Sand with a Z.
Yeah, typical.
and
I mean,
Sam
if you
the
want to,
Roofer.
that's fine. But most importantly, follow our socials. Like, if you want to follow me second, that's secondary. But follow our socials, man. I think we do good content. I think we pump out good stuff, and I think we're at a point now in as a podcast, not to brag about ourselves, that we're grown to the point where we're educating ourselves to learn about not just the team, but like formations and stuff like that. So it's exciting to see where I just posted a video last Thursday about our one that me and Mike was on, and I was in front of my bar, and it was just a horrible, cringy video. I'm like, crap, dude, we were so corny. But to see where we're at,
creepy too.
Yeah,
We're like,
creepy.
hey,
yeah,
you guys like this new stadium? I'm
yeah,
like,
it was a new stadium talk, believe it or not. But yeah, so where we come from and where we are now, it's been humbling. It's cool to see and the growth. And so yeah, follow us on all our stuff, man. Like it means a lot when we get followers and people interact. So just follow us there. Also, too, just to remind you, Wednesday is our show, not Tuesday. We'll have Dynasty nerds on there, Dynasty Rich. And then Wednesday, the Tuesday after that, the 22nd, John Hughes, the former defensive tackle, I believe, tackle from the Browns, is going to be on the show live with us. He's going to talk Browns and a couple of things that he's into. Booked that this morning, actually. Woke up and actually I sent that like 3 days ago. And I woke up to like a message. I'm like, And he said, you know what I used? I used our website. That's almost what I used. I'm like, hey, I'd love for you to come on the show, talk Browns. Here's our website. Give us a view. If you feel comfortable, please come on. He viewed it. He says, I'm game. So shout out to Mike for building a beautiful website with all our information. What's beautiful about the website is all our information's there. So I don't have to say, hey, go to our socials. I'll just say, go to our website because our socials are there basically. So if he wants to view our socials, everything's there. So he's going to be on the 22nd.
You guys all know we try to put the best show we can together. We do it week in and week out. There's a lot of work that goes into this. There is also a donation tab on the website at beardedbrowns.com. Feel free to donate whatever you can to us to help out with the show and keep it going strong. Angel's Reels and Sam the Roofer, these guys really put a lot of stuff together that help. Angel, your reels are phenomenal, obviously.
Absolutely, dude. He is. You are King Reel, bro. That's King Reel here, bro. You are King Reel.
I'm glad to bring something to the show.
But yeah, you guys can definitely go to beardedbrowns.com and just donate whatever you can. I mean, it does help us as a show. We do appreciate you guys, everybody that's always here. We sincerely, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you guys. This is a uncanny Saturday show, if you will, because me and Sam used to do the Saturday show. Me and Angel did a Saturday show, and then we're going to do this more often once the season kicks in. There's going to be a lot of new things coming up on the show.
Can you imagine trying to do a Saturday show right now? It would be so hard.
No,
so hard, man. It would be difficult. Like, let's talk about car trouble.
Bearded Browns podcast. Let's not. I deal with that all week.
Yeah. No, it's like I know some podcasts that do that, but I mean, it's kind of like this to start off as Dillon, then it came into what it is. So we appreciate the follows, likes, and subscribes. It means a lot.
I was happy to go back and get this piece of paper that I've had sitting around since we drafted Gabriel Dillon. I'm like, hold on, let me get up in here real quick. Let me get my stuff together. And that's my little paper, man. But I got all his college stats on there and averages, and I like the kid, man. I do.
I really don't think we're going to have an issue with either Sador or Dillon. I think one of those two guys are going to work out for us. I really do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I was going to end the show, but Mike just left. But I think he probably asked there. Still waiting on a signed Cody Kessler announcement. No, let's not do that, man. Cody Kessler was a weird choice by I think who was the coach at that time. Dang it. It was Hugh Jackson. Yeah, Hugh Jackson. That was a horrible, rough. Those are dark years that I think about. And he was one of the top 10 worst coaches of all time I saw on a list that just popped up. But yeah, that's crazy. So you're getting more quotes for your Central Air?
Yes, because the first one was the sticker shock. Do I expect it to go any lower down? Not really too much. I think they're all going to be in the same ballpark, but it was just that definitely to me was I'm a construction worker, dude, for a small house on a slab, 3 bedrooms, almost $17,000 to put in some AC. I'm like, you know what? Let's just get these windows put in, and then we'll be able to really rock these window units.
Yeah. So what? So they're gonna have to put like new vents in, right? I'm assuming that's why it's so high.
Well, they'll have to go through. I'm on a slab, so they'll have to go through the attic, and they'll have to cut out for their outlets, which is whatever, and run their duct. Now, duct is it's all flexible, so they don't have to they can form it, move it around wherever they want. And then you're like your unit on the outside, and then you'll have a handler because I'm a single story. And the best thing is to have the air handler in the attic. And that's the thing that brings in, takes out, and draws and does that. So it's like, man, it was like,
or who wants to know if you got kissed first before they gave you the quote?
Yeah, it was like,
what did I just walk into?
I asked them specifically. Yeah, I was asking them specifically, like, why was it that price seems high? But it seems like they have to work in the central air. Like for me, that central air is already here. So for me, it would be a cheaper quote because I already have it installed. So it seemed like they have to install it. That's why it's so high. So if there's any central air company, any heating, cooling, can hook up my boy Sam. Maybe you can do a trade-off. Maybe you can do.
If you guys can beat $17,000, come on over to the house, man. Hit me up.
Maybe you can patch up some roof job at your work plot. I mean, maybe you can do a little bartering here, where give and take.
Bartering's huge.
Yeah,
that's what they used to do back in the day, where you can't afford it. I'll cut your grass. You give me some apples. I mean, it's give and take.
So, guys, I have to go because my wife wants to go to Hillbilly Walmart. That's AKA Rural King.
Y'all just went. Why are you going there? Y'all just went to the West Side Market.
Rural King's a totally different.
Oh, Rural King. I think you said Walmart.
No, the Hillbilly Walmart.
Oh, okay, got it.
Sam knows what's up.
Yeah, never been there.
You can actually go buy chickens. I think you can actually go buy chickens there.
You can buy guns and ammo as well. So yeah, there's
that's why. Yeah, no existing duct work. That's why it's that high. That makes sense. All right, we're in the show. That's why it's high. We're in the show, guys. Thank you for tuning tuning in to this simple Saturday show. Thanks you guys for hopping on, making it more entertaining than just me. Follow us. Don't forget we're live on Wednesday, not Tuesday. Dynasty Nerds, Dynasty Rich will be on talking about all your Dynasty needs. If you have any questions for him, go to our website, leave a voicemail. Until next time, like always.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.
Browns.
North Dome said heating and cooling. Check that out, Sam. Bye.
Got you. 10-4.